Hello everyone and welcome to MPX Productions acting class. This course will help you to become a better voice actor and prepare you for your role in the movie Ambitionz. This course is worth 1,000 credits upon the completion of your recorded voice sample and also the completion of your form, which we will explain in greater detail as we go along. The first step in becoming your character is knowing who your character is. You need to be able to describe your character, how they dress, how they speak, how they act, what are their mannerisms, how do they behave in certain social situations. You need to know all of this about your character because, like I said, this character is going to be you. So you have to know your character just as well as you would know yourself. So the first thing I would ask you to do is, as indicated on the form that you have to fill out, is describe your character. If you go into the group, you can see a brief description of your character's name and who they are. Take a look at that description and then go and create that character for yourself. Describe them to the T, how they act, how you feel that they would look, all of that. Any type of description that you want to put on your character, write that down on that form, and that will be part of the assignment that you will be sending back to me. So like I said, use your imagination. Think about what you see, or especially think about the type of movie it is. Take a look at the other characters and see the people that you'll have to interact with. See who your character interacts with. See how you feel that they would interact with those other personalities. Would it conflict? Is this person your friend? How would they respond to this situation type of thing? So you need to describe them to the T. That is your person. It's like you describing yourself, as I said. Think of it as writing a personal ad. Pretty much you're writing a personal ad of your character in this in that part of the form. The next step in becoming your character is knowing how your character dresses. This is another thing that you'll actually have to go into the group, see what the description says next to your character. Take into account, where your character is, where he or she is living. This is a hood movie. So of course, urban clothing is definitely going to be what most of us are wearing. So keep that in mind. I would suggest, going to go look up some characters that you've seen in movies. Boys in the Hood is a good example. Get Rich or Die Trying with 50 Cent. There's so many different hood movies that I can't even... Belly, which is one of my faves. Go and look and see how these people are dressing. You want to keep it simple. A lot of times on IMVU, we glam everything up. We have on 1,000 diamonds and rubies, like we're sultans or something. And so try to keep that down. We want to look simple, like simple people, simple hood people. This movie is supposed to be real. So, you want your character to seem as if this was real life. You want them to dress as if this is real life. So make sure you keep that in account. If you're a girl, if they're girly, wear dresses, wear tight clothing, wear things that accentuate your figure. If you're more of a tomboyish type of character, dress the part. Same thing with the guys. I left a pretty accurate description on how they should look in the group, so you should have a pretty good blueprint to go with whenever you're looking for your character's look. I will be paying for all the wardrobe, so you won't have to worry about that, but of course if you already own the types of clothing, then I would appreciate if you just use what you have. But find the skin that you think works with it, find the hair, find all of that, take pictures of it so that I can see it and I can approve it beforehand, but create your character's look so that they look the part. The next part is making sure you know how your character sounds. We are voice acting. So all the raw emotions, everything that makes the movie a movie is going to come from how we sound. IMVU is nothing but cartoons. So people aren't going to connect with that. They're going to connect with the voices behind those cartoons. So you have to make sure that you look and sound the part. Take a look at your character's description that you made and the one that I gave to you, and think about how your character would sound. Like I said, YouTube is a powerful tool. Google is a powerful tool. Go look up some examples. Take a look at how people sound on some of these hood movies. Go look at some of your favorite artists and see how they talk. People that you feel that would fit this description. If anything, if it's hard for you to create a character from scratch, go and find a celebrity that you think matches your character and look at how they dress, look at how they sound, look at how they carry themselves and mimic that so that you can portray your character better. Use as many tools as you can. The best way to learn something is to be as resourceful as possible. So make sure that you sound the part. Make sure that you tie in with your character and you sound like them. So like I said, that is another big thing, because this is the way that you're going to connect with the audience, is through your voice. The next step would be creating a backstory for your character. A lot of these characters, we're starting from the middle of their lives. Honestly, if you aren't Casey, then we don't know the beginning of your life. We don't know how you got started. We don't know what made you become what you are now. So a good thing is to create a backstory, something from your own imagination. If you're starting off as 25 in the scene, think in your head where this person grew up at. Who is this a person supposed to be? Who are their parents? What did they go through when they were growing up so that they can sound like that, Make sure that you have a backstory plan for your character. Know who their surroundings are. Create that for yourself so that you have a whole persona created for this one person so that you can become that person. The same thing with yourself. You know everything about you. You know everything about the people that are around you. You know how you sound. You know how you dress. You know how you act. You know why you became the person that you are based off of your past and your background. So you need to create a past and a background for your character. So that is the next important step that I will also need in that form. Create a backstory. Something short and sweet or something long. I love to read. Whatever you can create a backstory for your character. You would be surprised what you could come up with. And you would also be surprised on how much it's going to help you actually get in tune with your character. And now, so far we have talked about describing your character, how your character dresses, and how they will sound. Those are the three main things that you need in order to become your character. Know who they are. Know what they stand for. Know how they react. Know how they sound. Know how they dress. Know what colors they wear. Get down to the details so that your character is as authentic as possible. You want to look and sound genuine so that it comes across real on the screen. Okay, the first thing that I must stress, and I will continue to stress throughout this course, is that you have to become one with your character. You have to make sure that you are in tune with your role and that you can completely identify with the person that you're going to portray in this movie. Otherwise, it won't come off natural. It'll come off as if you're reading or if you're being fake. And in a movie like this, it won't work. We're talking about a hood movie. This movie is about, realness. It's all about realness. It's about the hood. It's about loyalty. It's about all of that rolled into one. And so it has to come off as authentic. So I will continue to stress throughout this course is that make sure that you know about your character. Make sure that you can describe them, know their backstory, know how they sound, know how they will react in certain situations so that you can portray that emotion when you're reading your lines. Okay, once you become your character, you will need to learn how to stay in character when you're reading your lines. A lot of times when such as when in the auditions, I saw a lot of people that would just read the lines. It would have no emotion, no anything. It sounded like you were reading a book out loud. And that's something that we definitely don't want in this movie. When you actually become your character, you need to stay in character while you're reading your lines. So the best advice that I can give you is to make sure that you read over your lines beforehand. Memorize them. If you have the time and you are that dedicated to this project, please memorize them so you know how you're supposed to sound. Practice them out loud. Record yourself. Play it back to yourself so you can see how it sounds so you can make sure that it sounds authentic. We don't want to come across as if we're reading. This isn't an audiobook. We're making a movie. You have to become that person. Think about what you would want to see in a movie. You know how you see the characters. You know how you critique the characters whenever you go to the movies. I'm guilty of it. Many of us are. So make sure that you are becoming this character no matter what you're doing. As soon as you hit the set, when you're reading your lines, make sure you are them. There should be no separation. So in this next part, something you're also going to have to return this voice sample to me. There is a line that I want you to read. So you're going to read that line and do it 2 or 3 times. You can send it as many times as you would like to me. The directions you're going to be getting from your instructor. So it'll tell you exactly what program you need to download, and there's also a YouTube video that you will need to look over in order to get started with the program and all that. And I prefer everyone to use this program because it's awesome and it's easy to use. That's one thing that we need. And you might have parts in the movie that you'll have to record and send to me, so you will definitely need to use this program. I'm going to give you a few examples of what to do and what not to do. So the first example I'm going to give you is of someone just reading their line, and then the second example will be of someone that has become their character and they actually are reading the line as that character.
I live in the city of darkness. Life expectancy age 25. Career choice, drug dealer or thief. Getting out alive ain't an option. These streets devour us young niggas. If you ain't the one doing the dirt, then you living 6 feet under it. They ask me how I do it. How I live in the city of the dead. I tell them that I grind and I never sleep. I live in the city of darkness. Life expectancy age 25. Career choice, drug dealer or thief. Getting out alive ain't an option. These streets devour us young niggas. If you ain't the one doing the dirt, then you living 6 feet under it. They ask me how I do it. How I live in the city of the dead. I tell them I grind and I never sleep. Okay, what acting means to me? To me, acting means mainly the first thing you have to do is become your character, seriously. Because you have to be able to feel your character. You have to know the background of your character, understand where your character comes from. You have to realize who the character is and also how that character relates to you. In order to be a great actor, you also have to take your time and be serious about it. If you're not serious about it, then you won't be very good at acting. I think that acting is just pretty much being able to understand your character all the way. To me, becoming a great actor means being able to fully understand your character. You will know when you fully understand your character because you'll be able to, find ways to relate to your character. Being a great actor to me means, being comfortable with yourself as well as your lines. I feel like it would also be helpful to study your character and know who they really are.
In conclusion, I just want to thank everyone for attending the course. You will receive your 1,000 credits once I receive the voice sample and the form that you need to complete. After this video, you will listen to your instructor. She'll give you a couple more instructions and answer any questions that you may have. I want to welcome everyone to the project, and I hope that you all do well. Make sure that you are dedicated. Dedication is everything so that we can get this project out of the way and get it filmed, have our premiere, have our website created. So that we can get this project done and have it out there and see what the audience thinks about it. Everybody that's in this project should want this movie just as bad as I do. This represents all of us, not just me, not just my production company. This represents every single one of us because all of our names are on this project. So treat it like it's your own. If you want it to be something great, then make it great. We are only as good as we make ourselves. That's really what it is. So as much time and as much dedication as you can put into this project, it'll be shown on screen when it's debuted. So And as long as, like, as far as the website goes, I'm going to be doing some outtakes. I'm going to get some bios, things of that sort, so people can see each actor, do some behind the scenes. I want to go all of that, so that they can see who are the people behind the characters. And for the soundtrack, if you know anyone that does music, I will put anybody's tracks on there. If you want to do a track about the movie, I will put you on there. Or if you know some songs, post it in the group in the correct thread. If you have any suggestions for the movie, then feel free to send me a message. I am very open. I have an open door policy. Just hit me up and I can help you, or hit up my assistant. She can help you as well. So once again, thanks, and I hope to see you on set.